Welcome, super smarties. Let the learning begin. All right, let's do a temperature check and make our zone known. Where are you? I am in the green zone, regulated and ready to learn. Our mind shift today is going to focus on a single word. Now I have some blocks that I keep in my brick and mortar classroom that I brought home to my hallway classroom. What we're going to do is we're going to focus on each letter, and as we do so, we're going to take a breath for each letter. Kind of big, it's a little bit difficult. T-H-I, any idea what it is? N-K, think, think. So we're going to take a breath for each letter, and we're going to focus on the construct, think, think. As we breathe in, we're going to think about the letters and what it means to think. As we breathe out, we're going to let go of all of our other thoughts, focusing just on setting the intention of what it means to think, and focus on the word of think. Okay, so ready? T. H. I. N. K. Now you can use blocks and build a word. You could take cardboard and draw the word on cardboard and cut it out. You could write a word on a piece of paper and put it on a little stand or tape it to a wall or set it on your table, and just focus letter by letter on the word and focus on the meaning and what it means to you. Interestingly enough, while I was focused on think, I kept having images of the aquarium come into my mind. I don't even know why. We're sheltered at home and I want to go to the aquarium. Except when I'm standing at the aquarium and I'm focused on the fish through the glass in their tanks, I often will settle down and I breathe mindfully and I just kind of become the fish. So it was almost like my brain had made the association between what it was doing intentionally and what I do naturally in that setting. And I also was letting go of the thoughts of the aquarium as I was just focusing on the shapes of the letter, each letter, and the word think, think. This is a mind shift that you can transfer over, get traction, action, and stretch out into focusing on other words, like words that you want to build into your vocabulary or that a teacher wants you to build into your vocabulary, or spelling words, high frequency words, sight words, by just focusing on what each letter looks like, the form of each letter, the size, how it's shaped, where it fits in the word, and then the whole word pushed together. It helps your brain kind of anchor to the structure and to the form of how the word is. And then the idea is to use it as an intention. So I'm focusing on what it means to think, think, think. Now if you weren't regulated and ready to learn, hopefully you are now. All right, so let's change our calendar up. Yesterday was Mother's Day. I hope you did something amazing for your mama llama and that there was no drama. All right, so I'm going to make a face space to start with. This is today's my face space. And yesterday was the 10th, so today is the 11th. I don't know how to count beyond 10. I need to practice that in Spanish. So today we're just going to stay in the land of English. 5-11, so the 0 gets 1 greater. So we put a 1 in the tens place, a 1 in the ones place. 5-11-20. Yesterday was, I'm going to reference my smart cards, look at my smart board, use my smart brain, Sunday. Remember, that's compound word. Capital S-U-N, we take a sun, D-A-Y, we add a day. Let me put a period now. It's left over from what I had there before, Saturday. So if yesterday was Sunday and it's in the past, today is one more than Sunday. Drum roll, please. Monday, Monday, Monday. M-O-N. The N is the same. The S and the U have to go away. Capital M-O-N, because it is a proper noun. D-A-Y, and then a period. Tomorrow will be, let's check the smart chart. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday's the first T day. So let's take our Monday. Can't have double Mondays. There's no double days. It resets. Tomorrow will be Tuesday. Capital T-U-E-S, D-A-Y, and then a period. Today is, now that was yesterday. Yesterday was. Today is capital M-O-N-D-A-Y. May 11th, 2020. Now make sure you're adding this information into your composition book or your notebook, somewhere that you can reference back and do again and again and again and again. Visit again and again and read it. Alrighty. Yesterday was Sunday, that's in the past. Today is Monday, it's in the present. Tomorrow will be Tuesday, that's in the future. Today is Monday, May 11th, 2020. 5-11-20. All right, let's do our Nano-Lesson. Here you see 3 boxes. Each box has 4 items in it. What we're doing here is associations. Just like I made an association in my brain between think and the aquarium, we're making associations between things that go together. Now, you may not necessarily see them as going together when you first look at them, but what you're trying to do is figure out, do they normally go into a category together? Would I use them together? Would I find them together? Could I find them together? Could I use them together? Would they be things that I use in a classroom or on a playground? Would they be things I need to make dinner? Would they be something that I find in a drawer? So those are associations, things that go together. So we're going to play a little game here. And this is what I want you to think about. One of these things is not like the other. One of these things does not belong. 3 of these things are totally right, but one of these things is totally wrong. All right, so think carefully. If you see an object in there that you use, or you have, or you want, or you need, that doesn't mean it goes with the other things. So it might be something you all have in your house, something you find in the yard, something that you use at school. But then you're going to have to narrow the field down to things that you use in a particular setting. All right? So associations, things that go together. It's the go together game. All right, so in my first box, I see an apple, some grapes, a hat, and some strawberries. Apple, grapes, hat, and strawberries. Which of those things does not seem to fit with the others? I could find this on a tree, but that's on a vine, and that's like grows on a vine too. So And that doesn't grow at all. Oh, these are things that grow and I can eat them. They are fruit. If I was a goat, I could eat a hat. These are the three things that go together. So I'm going to put a hug around them, wrap them in a big hug, and keep them all together. And I'm going to teacher kiss that one goodbye. Let's look at the next box. Here's a cat, a dog, a foot, and a fish. What? Cat, a dog, a foot, and a fish. Foot and fish start the same. Oh, if I was at the aquarium, I could see a cat. I could also have one in a dish at my home, like a little aquarium at my house. He could be my pet. And a cat could be my pet. It's an animal. Oh, it's an animal and an animal. A dog could be a pet. A foot is an appendage. It's part of your body. It cannot be a pet. You pet your foot. You can't pet a fish, though, but they could be your pet. So which one doesn't belong? The three that go together are the fish, the cat, and the dog. Which one am I going to kiss goodbye? The foot. You are the weakest picture. Goodbye. Here we see some eyes, some ears, an ice cream, and a mouth. Now I can look at an ice cream and I can taste an ice cream, but I can't hear an ice cream. Oh, I can see with my eyes and I can hear with my ears and I can talk with my mouth and taste with my tongue, which is in my mouth, but an ice cream is food. So these are all associated with my senses. And this I use my senses for. This is part of my body, but I don't actually have an appendage that's an ice cream. If my foot was over here, I could put all of those together. But an ice cream is not part of my body. Now this kind of looked like a butterfly, so I had to tell you it was ears. And we're going to kiss the ice cream goodbye. Now the way you can stretch this learning out is by finding things and putting them in a basket and then doing an association sort where you put things that all together that go together. You could also have somebody draw pictures on little note cards, flip them over and do the go together game that way. Or you could just draw pictures of things that go together. And then when you get something that doesn't go with them, make it separately, put it separate, draw it separately, and then draw other things that go with it. Or you could play almost like a Pictionary game. You draw one thing, and then you pass the board. Another member of your family draws something that goes with it. Another member of the family has to draw something that goes with it. And when you get to the person who can't think of anything else that goes with it, they lose the go with it game. And then they get a strike against them. And 3 strikes, you're out, like baseball. All right, make sure you've transferred all this information into your notebook or into your composition book or onto a piece of paper. The idea is that you come back and read it. And all this goes into automaticity. So you can do it fast as a snap, fast as a clap, fast as a blink. That's how fast that you can think. All right, so I'm going to take this down. There it is. And I'm going to take us on a field trip, a learning field trip. Build up your schema. Honk, honk, beep, beep. Psh. Time for a brain bite. Schema snack, a little nibble, nibble. I put it in a sheet protector because it was starting to get tattered and worn, and I didn't want to have to draw it again. I thought we'd already be back at regular school. I didn't think I'd be using this for like 100 days. Well, that's what it feels like. It'll just be like 30, I guess. We left on day 150 and we had 180 in school, but it's a lot of days, these 30 days. They really feel like 150. School goes much faster at school. All right, so we're not doing associations here unless you're associating how many with the number that tells how many. So it's an association between sets, the value of sets, and the number that identifies them. So here you see scattered among my garden pictures, you see vases. Now all of my flowers have been planted together in my garden, so they've all come up together, but you have to figure out how many I planted. How many seeds did I plant for each of my flowers? I'm going to move it down and back just a pinch because I'm not sure you can see my bottom vase. This one? Now can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it? And can you see my top vases and all my flowers? Okay, hope so. Alrighty. So here we see 6 and 8 and 7 and 4 and 3 and 5 and 9. How are we going to figure out which vase those flowers go into when we pick them? We have to pluck the vase. We have to pick up the vase, we have to pluck the flowers, and we have to put them together. Now how we are going to do our associations is by color. So I am going to put a ring around the flowers with the same color that I kind of scribble inside the vase. Oh, and when I draw lines, it would be so crazy. What I want you to do is either stop the tape and copy what you see, or when we're finished, transfer this over into your book, and or you can just draw your own flowers, and it doesn't have to be flowers. You could do something else. I just needed something that went together for my sake. So I did flowers and vases. But my board is kind of small, so I didn't add the stems, so it would be pretty hard to put flowers and vases if they didn't have any stem. And they would just die if you pop the tops off. All right, so let's start up here. Well, we can start left to right. Doesn't really matter where we start. We have to count them all, and we have to figure out where their partner vase is. 1, 2, 3. Now to make sure that I know that I've counted them, I'm going to use a strategy that we use at school. I'm just going to tap it and I'm going to put a little mark on it because I'm going to make these blue. So here's 1, 2, 3. This way I count them once and only once, and I know how many there are by touching and counting, and the last number I state is the total number in all. And then I have to find the correlating or matching numeral that represents the value of this set. So I counted 3. That vase is 6, 8, 7, 4, 5, 9, 3. Here's the 3 vase. So I'm coloring that blue, and then I'm going to put a ring around this one. There are 3. And you can also write the number. Go right around the tree, right around the tree. That makes 3. Now I've already used blue, so I'm going to do what's called retire it. I'm putting it away so I don't use it again. This time I'm going to use purple. And I want to do these down here. I'm going to mix it up. Doesn't matter which ones I do, I just have to make sure I mark it, ring it, and match it. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are no more. 7 was the last number I stated, so it's the total number in all. Now I need to find the vase. I can eliminate this one because I already colored that one. 9, 5, 6, 4, 8, 7. So I'm going to scribble around my 7, and I'm going to put a ring around my 7. And when I sabotage and I look at it, I see 7 is 6 on the top and 1 on the bottom. 6 and 1 more is 7. So I can use other math skills when I'm focused on doing this one discrete project. Now I'm going to retire purple, and you can color with crayons or markers, or you could just write the number on the vase in a color and then draw the pictures to match if you don't want to do it so cluttery like this. All right, red is going to be next. I think I'm going to do these over here. So I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to write the number, make an S down through the garden, and then go back through the gate. That makes 8. This time I'm going to ring this one. And I see 8 here is 4 and 4 more. Now I need to find the vase that says 8. 9, no. 8, 5, no. 8, 4. No, I don't count that one because I've already colored it. 6, no. 7 I already did. 4, no. 8. Wow, it was far away. Your vase is so far away. And I realized that I didn't write the number for this one, so I'm going to bring my purple out of retirement. And I said that there were 7 in all. So fly right across the sky and at a left angle down from heaven. That makes 7. All right, now I haven't used green. I think I'll make these green. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down and over, right? And down some more. That makes 4. It doesn't have to be a perfect circle. I'm just tracing the outline. So now I need to find the vase that says 4. 9, no. 5, no. I already used that one. 6, no. 8 didn't use. 7 I used. 4, there it is. And I scribble color around it. Next, I'm going to use orange. I retired my green. And I guess I'll do these orange. These kind of look like bugs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I see 6 as 3 and 3 more. At a left angle, come down, loop right around. That is how we get our kicks when we make a 6. And I'm going to put a ring around it. Now I have to find the vase with 6. 9 and 5, I've done these. 6. So now I only have 2 vases left. 9 and 5, so I don't even need to look at my other vases. Process of elimination. I want to narrow down the amount of work I need to do, so I know the last 2 vases are here, and my last 2 sets are here. So I'm going to look for 5 because 5 is a smaller number. So I'm going to take my brown, and I'm looking for 5. And I see that all these have rings around them, and I see 2 sets. Even without counting, I see a whole lot here, and I don't see as many here. And they're almost the same size. They're not exactly the same shape. They both go down at the bottom like a U, but the tops are a little bit different, but they're almost the same size. So if I'm looking and I see a lot of them scattered here, then I can deduce that this is less. 5 is smaller than 9, so this is probably 5 even without counting. And this is probably 9 even without counting. But now let's count so that we're sure for sure and we can know for sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I see 5 as 3 and 2 more. So I was correct. So I'm going to put, ooh, that came out just like an orange. So let me see. We used red. Let's try this green. I'm not going to use that brown because it looks like orange and orange. So let's try this green. Oh yeah, that looks totally different than my other green. Good to have some resources. And then I'm going to find my 5. It was 9 and there was 5. Across left, down, loop right around. That is how we jive when we make a 5. Now some teachers will make a 5 down and around with a cap on top. I don't do it that way because I don't like to disconnect my numbers, because sometimes when I do that, I do it like that and it doesn't match, doesn't meet. There's not a right or wrong. It's however you construct it. You just want to write the numbers, not draw them. And drawing them would be like, I see the shape, and so I did the circle, half a circle, and then the line, and then the line. That's not our goal. Little tiny, tiny kids do that, but it's really hard to tell your brain to stop doing that when it has told your hand a lot of times to do that. So practice makes permanent, so you have to practice perfectly. All right, I have 1 left, and I don't think I used, wait, did I use this color? I don't know. Let's check and see. Oh, that looks like a little bit of a different color. Yeah, it's not exactly, this is that green, and this is not that blue, and it's not that green. So I guess I will use this blue. And I know my 9, it's kind of light blue, and that's dark blue. I know my 9 has to be the only one that's left, so even without counting, I could do this. And I want to make sure it's correct, so let's count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What I didn't do is I didn't put a dot on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. On the left, make a loop. On the right, add a line. Make a loop to the left. On the right, add a line. That makes 9. Let me check my 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's a really good strategy for containing the information. It takes a while to train our brain to see it and hold what we've already counted. And as the volume gets larger, there's more and more and more for us to see. Sometimes, like, this looks kind of like it's in an array, so it would be easy to hold it by just going down one line and back up the other, or going down one line, back up to the top and counting down the other line, or they're staggered, which means they're not even. So what I did is kind of came down like a waterfall. So I went from here to 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 here. Anything that is kind of ordered and organized, you can kind of strategically tell your eye to track it and follow it, tell your brain to count it and hold that. But as the number rises, sometimes when we're little or we're older and we're distracted, we might not count very strategically. And then we might not hold the information. So we might go here and then here and then here. And because we went from here to the top to the bottom, we might go to the top, the bottom, and the top and leave one out. Or we might go here to here to here to down, and then we can't remember if we did this one and we go back up. So you want to get a good strategy for holding information, and one of them is to just gently mark what you've already seen. All right, that was super awesome sharing that with you. I look forward to joining you again tomorrow. So until Tuesday, hasta mañana, hasta la vista, baby. Mañana is tomorrow. Hasta la vista, baby. Hey, now I feel like the Terminator. Oddly enough, my Brecken, he's actually watching the Terminator. Pew, 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 pew. Okay, that's maybe not good for you. Shh, just forget that I said that. Just forget that I said that. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Hey, I hope today you spend a whole lot of time telling your brain to THINK. Meanwhile, I think it would be a really good idea for me to say goodbye. Bye-bye, super smarties. Come back again, ready to learn. I'll be here ready to teach. Bye. Living in my hallway, on my screen. Here's some pride. Put it inside. Here's some love for later. I know I had to refill your tanks. I almost forgot. Good thing I had a chance to think. Super teacher, out.